Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey guys and gals, this is recording artist Don Barnes with 38 Special, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Broadcast and on the Sports Guys podcast.com and at thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day full of shows. And, of course, coming up there, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all the holidays, and Christmas out there, too. And, of course, out here, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and our friends, the Sports Guys podcast.com, and out there, thwn.org. And, of course, out there anytime, iHeartRadio Podcast, now a top search show on that very website. Please welcome in. I always say when you get one like this, you just bow your head, tip your cap, and do the things that you normally do out there. Don Barnes, the new album is Milestone from the great Hall of Fame band 38 Special. Don, how you doing, man?
Great, Brandon. Thanks for having me on. Nice to be hanging out with you today.
Looking forward to it over these next few minutes to talk some music. Well, tell us about this. You're no stranger to music. You've been doing this a long time. You guys have to be very excited. We're going to play a couple of cuts off this record today. Milestone, it pretty much says it all right there from this LP. You guys have put out there 50 years. Man, just rock veterans doing your thing, putting out some fresh new music. Tell us all about it.
Man, 50 years, it is a milestone. I couldn't think of any other thing to call it than that. But yeah, it's been a great journey. I mean, it's kind of like don't blink, because all those decades will go by, But we've always had a good, strong bond together, and we put all this music together through the years, a lot of out of desperation at some points, because you're contractually obligated, but that's the game you play, and you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, so.
When you look back and you mentioned the years that passed, is it the songs, the fans, a little bit of mix of everything, the stages you guys played? Give me a reflection on kind of what goes through your mind when you look back on that amount of time and the accomplishments you guys have had in the business. What goes through your mind?
Well, we started out as, neighborhood guys, we made all our mistakes in public and, had suffered all those years. We've actually had 3 albums that didn't do so well. So it took a while to finally gain some footing, so a band is like a marriage, you have a kind of support group, and you got to pick the other guy up if he's feeling down and feels like, he's got to leave and get a day job or something, It's like, man, hold out, man, because it's right around the corner. We came this far. We can't turn back now, So over the years, we felt like we started looking inside, just putting more truth into songs. I think that's what's the longevity. That's the key to it, is it has every one of those songs, hold on loosely, relationship oriented, don't smother the other person, caught up in you was a new love. And it was that kind of thing, So we started seeing that, we were more fans of British Invasion, Searchers and Beatles and just, those kind of groups, more so than just Southern rock. Southern rock is more like a linear thing. It's more about, blues and blues based and whiskey and, gators and all that stuff. We were more, I was kind of an attentive student when I was young years of, well-written songs, good choruses that lift up out of the song and lift people up. And, we started in Jacksonville, Florida. That's home base of everybody, Leonard Skinner and Molly Hatchet and all those groups. And it was a Navy town. So we all, as young kids, we played sailors clubs, all of us, Ronnie Van Zant, Dwayne Allman, Greg Allman, everybody played sailors clubs. So we were, exposed to the structures of songwriting 15 years old. You start seeing where the payoff is, you start seeing the craft of it, and a lot of people will come forward and they've never done it before. And they go, how do you write a song? Well, it was showing you kind of a template of all those cover songs we learned back in the day. It was Young Rascals and Three Dog Night and it just everything we practiced, in a living room, and then went and played at the Sailors Club, watched them drink and fight. We were underage, but yeah, so you start learning those fundamentals at a real young age. You don't realize you're absorbing all that, So after a while, after doing that for a few years, you get a little cocky and think, well, I can write my own songs now. And that's when you go starve for the next 10 years. So that's not something I highly recommend, But it started out as with good faith, all the guys, we were like a family, and it was all, we all suffered together, and it builds a lot of character when you're suffering together and you a strong bond, so.
Yeah, you mentioned a good point. It's all in the songs too, and we're going to play a couple off the record today too. But you mentioned those tunes, "Hold On Loosely" and "Caught Up in You" and songs like that. When you guys were kind of back in the studio working on those, and you get the feel, whether you guys had a hand in writing them or you didn't, or they were pitched to you, it's always about the song. It's about great music and connection with fans. Did you guys feel like there was something special in those two tunes specifically?
It was just in a line of songs. When you go in a studio, you have, your 10 or whatever songs in a row. So you just kind of have to make a list of all the overdubs you need to do and the basic tracks and just everything. So it's such a looking at the mountain all at once. You can't really move the mountain at once. So you're looking at just the tedious work of putting all the right sounds and if it's in tune and just all those things. So it's a kind of a tedious job, like I said. And so it's among a lot of other songs. Yeah, some of those songs we felt like there was a little chance for them, but when no one's heard them yet and you just made it up anyway, it's a pretty daunting experience to make up things from nothing. We always have to do that. You have to a little germ of an idea. But, no one's heard it yet, so you don't have any promotion. You don't have anybody, cheering you on. You're just putting the best that you can do, taking your best swing at it, So "Hold On Loosely" was a pretty linear song. The choruses are the same. The chorus is the same chords as the verse are. So it's pretty linear. It just starts off with the verse and the same chords and chorus. But, sometimes the beauty is in the simplicity of something, just broad strokes,
It's what it feels like to you. Broad strokes that you guys get out there too and just have a lot of fun with your music too and really have it resonate with the crowd here. Again, Don Barnes, 38 Special here, the new album Milestone across all the DSPs out there. So much, so right. I tell you what, I'd love to say that line every day in life too. Be thankful for what you have too. This leadoff song here from, again, 38 Special out there, 38special.com. More with Don Barnes here, KYBN 98.1. Your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, coming back from commercial break here for our friends at thwn.org and the Sports Guys podcast.com, of course, anytime iHeartRadio podcast. A word from our friends at JK Subaru. Back in a flash with Don Barnes here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
Don't want to ever slow down. This love is running hot. Like when you're making that sound, you give it all you got. Yeah, it's just my obsession, baby. 'Cause loving you's a wonderland. Oh, you make so much feel so right. So right. One kiss, one touch makes it so tight. So right. Oh, everywhere I turn, the thought of you is making me burn. And in the heat of the night, oh, and you make so much feel so right. Yeah. I wanna feel your heat.
What's up, guys? This is Colin Stow, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio podcast at on the sportsguyspodcast.com and at thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
Hey guys and gals, this is recording artist Callie Tucker, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Tune in to the award-nominated Backstage Pass show with Brandon Morrell on iHeartRadio podcasts on the sportsguyspodcast.com.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Sunny Sweeney, and you're listening to the best in music and sports, the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org. You can also listen anytime on iHeartRadio podcast.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey, y'all, this is Bucky Hurd with the Righteous Brothers, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. You can also stream the show on thwn.org and anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Back here, Don Barnes on the Backstage Pass 38 special, the brand new record milestone across all the DSPs out there. Make sure you guys go download or check out the music on those big platforms out there, wherever you download or stream music. So let's talk about this one, Don. I love it so much. So right. What a leadoff track for this record. Love this song.
Yeah, it was just, we explore all different avenues of relationships, and that was just important, pretty much the moment of passion, the heat of the moment, but it has a double meaning. It's kind of like, you finally meet the right person and you got it right. So she does so much so right for your life and personally. Yeah,
it really does. And it sets a tone for that record too. I love that you collaborations are becoming more of the norm in the industry today too. You guys actually collaborated with a great group. Train has been out there for a long time. Slightly controversial. Let's get a little backstory on this one.
Yeah, that was Pat Monahan. He and Joe Bonamassa, a great guitarist, they had done a version of Hold On Loosely, and I was in the middle of recording the Milestone album. And they had released it to YouTube, and it got like 100 million. Got a million hits or something. And I reached out. Thought I'm going to reach out to his manager and see if he'd like to sing something with me on the new album. And he came back and said he would absolutely love to do it. He's been a fan all of his life. Saw us in Erie, Pennsylvania. So he came in, crushed it. We had a great time. So I made a new friend, and I told him that between the two of us, we could probably scare up a pretty good song if you want to do some writing in the future. And he said, absolutely. So all that worked out great.
Toward the bottom of that record, Windows of Memories. This really kind of put the life in kind of that state of mind, looking back at it too, because you're right, it's full of memories too. And I love that you can look at it through a different kind of that pane glass window or just any kind of windows out there. It's a really good song.
That one, it was kind of inspired. First of all, it was just that morning I was going to the studio and I had little bits and pieces of it, but it had been inspired from being in New York, I saw Macy's. Macy's have these windows all the way around the store. You know, they have little dioramas of different eras from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and it shows the people in the living room, the fire burning, and just all these things. So it kind of brought me to a point where I had so many windows in my life of things that you know, I do remember that sometimes they were great times, sometimes they were not so great. But, you know, I just felt compelled to put something together that talks about a little bit about, you know, through your past. And as we get older, you start looking back. And so those windows of memories are just basically from the back of your mind, you know.
Another one there too. You're right about this. The life slips away from us because we're so busy. This, you know, 9 to 5, and of course, just the busy lives that we have, raising kids and everything else out there for parents. But making up for lost time, that's really one that hits home right there to its core, no doubt. You know,
it is. That was one of those. My wife was a bit of an inspiration through the whole album, and so some of those songs, you know, when you have a purpose like a 50th anniversary, you have to have you're driven to create, and so you start looking around. Well, what do I create from my muse? And so my wife came along into my life 14 years ago, and you know, everything was good, and that song was just about basically, you know, making up for that lost time, because you're spending your life with someone else that's not right, and so you move on and you gain strength from moving on, and you try to, you know, just look forward. Anyway, that one just came out. It was a good title, and it was a good premise to write about. Yeah.
You know, when you think back, of course, I was born still young now, 1980, but I listened to educational, got a really crash course on you guys, and I mean, REO Speedwagon and so many great bands, you know, doing their thing for classic rock back there. In your mind, what made that era just so great with so many great bands delivering their message out there?
A lot of things. And of course, it was the 80s, and it was, you know, all the good feelings, and that people were kind of a new awakening, you know, after the 70s had been kind of a drag with the fuel lines and everything was going on. So it turned around. But the advent of MTV came along, and, you know, it was in everyone's living room if they had cable TV. We were the 13th video of MTV the first day, and we weren't quite ready for prime time. We had 3 feet of hair and looked like bridge trolls, you know, but but it worked out. You know, all the other people on there, they were ready. They had all the hairstyles and all that. We were just against the norm, I guess, and it kind of singled us out. But you know, it was just basically that feel good time. That's why the 80s are so popular still. People look back, and it was a great time to be growing up and at high school and all that, you know. So a lot of people, you know, at the time, the memories they collect become the fabric of their life. We didn't realize that, you know. I don't think any Kevin, I've talked to Kevin Cronin, same thing. You're just creating songs personally. You don't realize that they're going to take them and put them in their heart, and it lives there all the time. So songs kind of belong to those people now. You know, you're kind of just the conduit, I guess. You know, we try to play them perfectly for people in crowds, and we do 100 cities a year. So we see all the instant reactions and sometimes tears in their eyes, you know. So those songs, they really mean, it's a pretty emotional thing. But we didn't realize we were doing it back then. We were just trying to get on the radio. You know, it's a highly competitive field, you know. And like I said before, not something I really recommend. It's I tell these young guys, I said, you know, they want to get a record deal. I said, you know, when you get a record deal, people think you made it. You actually just get a chance to play in the big leagues. If you can't deliver, you're going right back to the dirty clubs. And, you know, and I tell them, just play on the weekend with your buddies, have a couple of beers, have some fun and everything. But when you try to eat from it and try to, you know, support and pay your bills, that's when it gets really tough, because you're sacrificing everything. You got to be 5 steps ahead of yourself. So I don't know if that answered the question, but anyway, through those years, that was a good time.
Yeah. Great advice for new artists out there too. Well, time to play another one off the record. Milestone, again, 38special.com, could be coming to a city near you too, or at least getting ready for 2026 to promote this album out there too. Love this song. Loved all these songs on here. Listen to it cover to cover. All I Haven't Said. Here it is from Don Barnes and 38 Special, the Backstage Pass, coming right back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned. More to come.
Now you may come tomorrow. It's been a while, but still I wait. A few more moments left to borrow, to say it all before it's too late. Now there are times that you call me, but my mind was somewhere else. And even though I know you needed me, I built these walls around myself. If I quoted the poets throughout the ages, I still not find the words caught inside my head. I would write them across the sky how I love you, and all I haven't said. Walking down the streets of the city, thinking about how things might have been. It's funny how the words still escape me, but I'm picking up the pieces again. If I quoted the poets throughout the ages, I'd still not find the words caught inside my head. I would write them across the sky how I love you, and all I haven't said, and all I haven't said. Oh, one more chance to turn this story around, and one last dance to find the words and save the love that we found. If I quoted the poets throughout the ages, I still not find the words caught inside my head. I would write them across the sky how I love you, and all I haven't said. If I quoted the poets throughout the ages, I still not find the words caught inside my head. I would write them across the sky how I love you, and all I haven't said. All I haven't said.
Hey, country music fans, this is Nashville recording artist Jeff Bates, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio Podcast. You can also tune in on thwn.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Mary Sarah, and you're listening to the best in music and sports talk, the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Robbie Johnson, and you're listening to a grand slam of sports and music on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast. Stream the show anytime at the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts, and also on thwn.org.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
And back here, the Backstage Pass, Don Barnes kind enough to join us, talk about everything 38 Special, and of course the new record Milestone across all the DSPs out there too, and of course coming to a city near you to promote this record too, and I can't wait to see him live one day. I've not had the chance yet, but it's coming up hopefully.
Oh yeah.
If you guys come back to Lake Charles in that place called the Golden Nugget down there, which I know y'all played a few times, I'd love to come be your guest.
It's always a great time. Come see us. Come be my guest. Love to have you, bud.
You got it, man. Hey, let's talk about this one. All I Haven't Said. You were talking about this pre-show. This one's already, again, on the roll now. A single that's gaining a lot of momentum, right?
Yeah, there's over 1 million streams. It just came out, but we have the honor. It's up for consideration for a Grammy. We've never had anything like that happen. So, the album came out. It was the top 10 and number 5. It was the top 10 rock albums in the country. Number 25 overall in the country. So after 50 years, it's really nice to see after all, that people are still out there, that fan base, and they still like the sound of it. All I Haven't Said was, I had mentioned about my wife being an inspiration. She actually co-wrote this song with me because I was just a nutshell story here. I was strumming some major 7th chord, just noodling around. And she was in the kitchen, and she's got a little musical head. And she said, "Is that something you're working on?" I said, "Nah, just noodling around." She said, she came around the corner and said, "That sounds like that should be called All I Haven't Said." Right out of the clear blue. It's like, what? Say that again. So it was a perfect title. So we just wrote it. You kind of write to a destination, So she sat down and helped me write some lyrics and everything. So she's got songwriting credit on it. It's pretty cute to see her sign up for ASCAP and her royalties and everything,
She took on that too, no doubt. Like I tell you, sometimes they're the biggest achievers, overachievers, our significant others. And I tell you what, sometimes they have ideas that are better than us sometimes. Say that again. I've had to say that a few times in my time as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
Looking back at it, loved it. Back to the 70s, early 80s right there, rocking into the night. And I'm sure that one just never gets old to play too, right?
Oh, that's always a fun one. We actually opened the show with that because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be rocking. Our shows are, and we take that party. It's always 110%. People know they come to a show, it's going to be an experience, and we just take them for a ride. We start off explosive like that and keep climbing, and somewhere around the middle we give them a little break with Second Chance, which was a big hit song, more mellow, and then we just throw all the big hits at them all the way through. We have so many. We're very fortunate to have a lot of top 40, top 20 songs. We put little medleys together, mini medleys, and 2.5 minutes of it, and bang it up against another song that's another hit song, or songs from movies, Teacher, Teacher, Back to Paradise, from Revenge of the Nerds movie. We put everything into the show. So, so like I said, we take them for a ride, and it's at 102 minutes, they say, my production guys said. My sound guy said, sometimes I have to turn you up because the audience is singing louder than you are. So it's always a good time,
When you look back at that Wild-Eyed Southern Boys record too, what kind of comes to mind on that one too? So much fun on there, and again, just more songs that really spill out and talk to fans too. That had to be fun to put that one together, right?
Yeah, we of course, being in a band, they're all brothers, we all have a lot of laughs and roll down the road, trade insults with each other and that kind of thing, just like any guys do, but in the studio, yeah, it was business, but it was, the element of a little bit of desperation was there because we hadn't been seen a lot of success up to that point. And so this was kind of a do or die thing. So we knew we had to put the nose to the grindstone and get it out there and put all these different diverse songs together and make it a ride. We always try to make an album kind of a ride for the listener, so everything doesn't sound the same.
When you get a little bit of downtime, I guess you mentioned coming off the road or getting a chance to kind of come home and kind of do your thing or be with family, what have you. What's kind of your go-to, maybe a hobby or an escape when you're not doing music?
We play golf. None of us are any good. We're not going to make the tour anytime soon, but we go out there. I had a boat for years and hardly ever saw it. So I finally had to sell that, but I used to like to do the boating. But, it's a lot of times we do have 100 cities a year. So that's 200 days, of travel and all that. So it is nice to get home in the fall and the holidays and everything. My wife and I, we don't buy any gifts for each other anymore. We take trips. We went to Edinburgh, Scotland one year. It's beautiful there at Christmas time. They light that whole city up. You look on YouTube, Edinburgh at Christmas time, beautiful. Went to Dublin, Ireland, went all over Ireland one year. Anyway, so that's those kind of things we like to do.
Always fun to do that too. As far as food and things like that, I guess being at home, do you guys like to cook? And I guess when you do go out, what kind of food do you like to dine in? What kind of restaurants?
I like it all. It's like the Thai food. My wife and I love the Thai food. We got a favorite restaurant around here, and of course, I like Indian food too. It's a little rich for her, but I have to get my Indian fix too. But we get it out on the road. All these guys are connoisseurs of it. I've got Barry Dunaway. He's a top chef. This guy he can cook Thai food. He has all the ingredients at home and everything. He had I think it was a housekeeper or something that taught him all that stuff. But all those guys are, big foodies,
All right. As far as the band goes, sports teams out there, anybody addicted to college football or NFL or baseball, anything like that?
Well, of course, I live in Atlanta, so I got to be a Braves fan. We've been following these heartbreak kids, every time they get to the big dance. I've got Jerry Riggs is a big Tennessee fan. He's just beat Arkansas the other last week. And so anyway, yeah, a lot of college ball. These guys are all big fans. We're back in the dressing room. People think that, they must be partying back there. Man, we're glued to a TV with the game playing.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's congratulations on the years, and definitely, half a century, no doubt about that too. Looking back on it, it definitely is a milestone. And of course, all these songs available for download and stream out there too, and still kicking ass and taking names is 38 Special, 38special.com. Check out the merch, the tour schedule, and give them a like on social media. The great Don Barnes out there, 38 Special. Don, we appreciate the time and looking forward to many more milestones.
Appreciate you having me on, and come see us sometime. And I'd love to say thank you in person. I'd love to have you.
You got it. The one, the only Don Barnes of 38 Special, back with more great shows. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and our friends at the Sports Guys Podcast.com, and of course out there, thwn.org, and our friends at iHeartRadio Podcast. Anytime out there, the Backstage Pass. More great artists coming up here. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey guys, this is recording artist Presley Tennant, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, on the sportsguyspodcast.com, and at thwn.org.